Just a step, cried the sad man, take a look down.
Hi, I'm Ken Lafler, and today we're doing an artist profile, and my friend James is doing it for me, and it's on the drums.
So, Ken, when did you start?
I started about 5. In kindergarten. I had taken a proficiency test, and it showed an aptitude for music and mathematics, which drums are very mathematical, and I was slated into a music program, and that's how I got started.
Awesome. So you feel like kind of came natural, you were natural at it, or did it involve a lot of training?
I think it was a little of both. I think it came naturally, but also training counted. I think most your good musicians have both aspects going for their playing.
So you had the right balance in there, right?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Who were your influences?
Drum-wise, I would say, well, as far as music, when I was young, my father listened to a lot of Miles Davis and Charlie Parker and John Coltrane. As far as drummers, the first drummer who really influenced me would be John Bonham, and then Ian Pace and Carl Palmer.
Okay.
And then later on, more your progressive drummers like Bill Bruford, Terry Bozzio, people like that. Somewhat Neil Peart, not as much. Simon Phillips, but I would have to say my main influence on the drums was Terry Bozzio.
Okay, but it started with a jazz background.
I started with a heavy jazz background, and then you get into jazz drummers more like Louis Bellson and Buddy Rich and people like that, Shelly Manne. So they were very influential, and also as far as reading music, they were quite influential.
So when exactly did you start on the drums?
I started when I was 5, but I actually started first on the vibraphones, and then also piano, and had piano until I was about 3, until third grade, sorry. And after that, I began getting more into the drums when I was about 12, and began taking formal lessons when I was 15.
Okay. What particular equipment do you use or prefer?
My favorite drum set is Yamaha, and I think they're an excellent set of drums. But I have right now a set of Ludwigs, I have another set of Rototoms, and I also have a set of Pearls. And then I purchased this practice set, which is a set of Simmons. It's a SD300. And they're actually, as far as practicing, they're quite good. They have a good sound to them. So I'm actually quite happy with these, and they're very changeable and tunable. So I've been using these a lot.
Yeah, you can control the volume just in case you're waking the neighbors. Right?
Yes, the neighbors are real happy about it.
Right. So, do you read?
Yes, I read music excellent. I can say I read very well. I planned mostly to go into a studio career, which I've done quite a bit of studio, and I've done a lot of live playing also. So I try to have a balance, and I've also tried to incorporate graphics into my. I have a degree in graphic arts, so I've tried to incorporate that into the music and combine more of an audio-visual type of approach.
Okay. How many sets do you have, or have owned in the past?
In the past, I've had about, I don't know, probably about 10. Right now I have 4. Like I said, I've got the Ludwigs and Rototom set. And, but right now I'm just mostly, since I live in close quarters with my neighbors, I've been using these, which I highly recommend to young drummers because you won't bother the neighbors, you won't drive your family crazy or anything like that. And play them through the headphones, and they're quite adjustable, so I highly recommend them.
Awesome. So what's your favorite out of the 4?
I don't know, probably, right now I've been having a pretty good time with these, but I would say probably the Ludwigs. And they're a classic 1977 set of Vislights, which I've had since the beginning and used quite a bit live, and it's a double bass set, so it's been a good set of drums. It's a little tinty, but if I was going to go with a set, if I was going to buy a new one, it would be Yamaha.
Okay. Could you list some of your favorite drummers?
I would say my favorite drummer, of course, is Terry Bozzio. He's my favorite. Buddy Rich. Louis Bellson was a huge influence on me. One of the first drummers I ever saw who really changed my perspective. Billy Cobham, when I first heard Intermounting Flame, I was just stunned. I would say Michael Walden on the second incarnation of Mahavishnu, Kenwood Denard, Omar Hakim with Weather Report, Chester Thompson. Phil Collins was a huge influence during the Brand X and Genesis periods. But I really would have to come back to Terry Bozzio as being my most influential drummer.
Okay. How about bands or types of music?
I started out listening to classical and jazz, like Miles Davis, and then probably when I was about 12, started getting into Led Zeppelin when the first Led Zeppelin album came out, and then Deep Purple. So I was very influenced by those two drummers, John Bonham and Ian Pace. And then I would say next would be Carl Palmer, one of the first. Actually, when Tarkus came out, I became very influenced by Carl Palmer, and then after that, it would be more. I began getting more into the progressive thing. So more bands like Passport with Kirk Kras, and then a lot of the Italian music that was coming out of Italy at the time, the progressive stuff that was coming out of there was quite influential. So that was a big influence on me. But it would mostly be, for the one genre of music that I was most into, it would be the progressive music.
Okay. I see you're a drummer, but what other instruments have you picked up?
I play guitar and keyboards. I can play flute. If you know how to play the piano, you can adapt that to the tune percussion. So I can play vibes, marimba, xylophone, orchestral bells, glockenspiel, tubular bells. So it's like I say, they're all laid out in a keyboard pattern. So if you know piano theory, which I highly recommend to young drummers, you should know how to play the piano. And you should also know a stringed instrument. I recommend guitar, especially acoustic guitar.
Okay. What would be your favorite instrument?
It would be the drums.
The drums. Okay.
Yeah, they've always been my favorite. They were the instrument that I seem to excel on the most. It seems to be my strong point would be the drums. So yeah, they're my favorites. It's been a lifetime, work of learning the drums, and I still feel I'm learning. I always learn something, and I learn stuff from everyone. Not just drummers, other musicians that I work with.
Right.
So, and then guitar, I would say.
Okay. You ever get into writing music?
Yeah, I write quite a bit. I write a lot of my own music. I have my recording studio over here. I have 187 songs written so far, and I've done a couple solo albums that were just more for my own personal use. And but yeah, I write quite a bit of music. Mostly what I write in is the key of D sharp. I seem to use that key a lot. It's very tonal. It has a very tonal sound. It's very easy to write in, and you have a lot more latitude with the chords. So I find that a very interesting key to write in.
Okay, interesting. What type of guitar do you have?
Stratocaster. I have about 12 guitars. The one I use the most would be my black Stratocaster. I have a white Ibanez, 2 Ovations, Ibanez bass. I have a nylon string. But probably the one that I play the most would be the Stratocaster and the Ovation. I like the Ovation. I like the sound it gets, and also you can just take it with you. It's not like a drum set, you don't have to haul it all over the place.
Right.